He's up for Chief Deputy DA, and he's gonna run for DA if the old man ever retires.
He'll grow old waiting, Stone said. A handsome man of about 40 spotted Dino and came across the room, towing a tall blonde woman in a Chanel suit. "Dino," he said, shaking hands, "I'm glad you could make it. You remember Dana?" The woman shook Dino's hand. "Who's this?" she asked, turning her gaze on Stone.
This is Stone Barrington, Dana. Stone, this is Martin and Dana Broom."
"How do you do?" Stone said mechanically, shaking their hands. "I've heard of you," Broom said, steering Stone and Dino toward the bar. "You're over at Woodman and Weld, aren't you?" "I'm of counsel to them," Stone replied. "But Woodman and Weld would probably rather you didn't know it." Broom laughed. Then a couple arrived at the front door, and he went off to greet them. "Wander around," he said. "Meet some people." The room was jammed, and somebody was playing the piano rather well. Stone looked around. "Who's the tall guy by the fireplace?"
"Tom Deacon," Dino said. "He runs the DA's investigative division."
"I don't like him," Stone said.
"Have you ever met him?"
"No."
"What the hell is the matter with you lately?"
"He's got shifty eyes."
"He's with the DA, isn't he?"
The party had clearly been going on for some time because there was no food left, and everybody had had several drinks. Stone was as drunk as any of them, but not as gregarious. He left Dino with Dana Broom and walked through a pair of double doors into a library. A pair of leather wing chairs faced each other, and Stone headed for one. He sat down, glad to be alone. Then he saw that the other chair was occupied. A chestnut-haired woman in a pin-striped suit sat reading by firelight from a leather-bound book. She glanced at him, raised her glass a millimeter in greeting, then went back to her book. "You'll ruin your eyes," Stone said. She gazed at him for a moment. "You've changed, Mom." "Sorry," Stone said. "What are you reading?" "Lady Chatterley's Lover." "I haven't read that since high school." "I haven't read it at all," she replied. "It seemed terribly erotic at 16, he said. She smiled a little, but didn't look up. "I remember." "Where were you, when you were 16, he asked. "At Spence." "After that?" "Yale." "Law?" "Yes, I work for Martin." "Funny. You don't look like an assistant DA." "That's the nicest thing anybody has said to me this year." "Well, then you've been seeing the wrong men." "You're not only courtly," she said. "You're clairvoyant." "I can't divine your name." "Susan Bean." "Of the L.L. Beans?" "No, of the entirely undistinguished Beans. And you?" "Stone Barrington." "I believe I've heard the name. Of the Massachusetts Great Barringtons, I presume." Stone shook his head. "Of the Massachusetts Lesser Barringtons." "Are you hungry?" she asked. He'd hardly touched his dinner at Elaine's. "Yes." "The canapes were already gone when I got here," she said. "You want to get some dinner someplace?" "I do." She stood up, and she was taller than he had expected. Quite beautiful, too. Stone got out of his chair. "Did you have a coat?" "Yes." "Let's go find it." He took her arm, and just for a moment he thought the pain had gone away. He steered her toward the front door, avoiding their hosts. Dino gave him a surreptitious wink, and a moment later they were on the sidewalk. "It's nearly 11, Stone said, glancing at his watch. "I wonder if any place is still serving around here." "My apartment is only a couple of blocks away," she said, "and there's a Chinese place that delivers." "Perfect," he said. "It's not perfect, but it delivers." "I wasn't talking about the Chinese food." They walked at a leisurely pace, chatting idly. "I recall that you are a lawyer," she said, "but I forget with whom." "I'm of counsel to Woodman and Weld, but I work out of a home office." She wrinkled her brow. "Oh, I get it," she said. "You do the dirty work, the stuff they don't want to be seen to handle." "You're very quick." "That's what they say about me down at the DA's office," she said. "Susan Bean is very quick. Of course, that's not all they say about me." They stopped for a traffic light. "What else do they say?" "Some call me the conscience of the office. Others call me a pain in the ass. I guess it's pretty much the same thing." "What are you working on now?" "I was second chair to Martin Broom on the Dante case." "Congratulations," Stone replied. "That was a big win." "I guess so." "You don't sound very happy about it." "Oh, I'm glad we won. I'm just not very happy about how we won." He was about to ask her what she meant when they arrived at her apartment building. She dug for the key and let them in. They took the elevator to the top floor, which was marked PH on the button. "A penthouse," Stone said. "Pretty fancy for an ADA." "It's the top floor. That's its only qualification as a penthouse." They rode up, and she opened the door to the apartment. It was small. Living room, a dining alcove, bedroom, and kitchen. She went into the kitchen, dug a menu out of a drawer, and picked up the phone. "Trust me on the selections?" "Sure, but nothing too spicy for me." She dialed the number, read off a list of dishes, listened, and then covered the phone. "The delivery boy is out sick. Would you mind picking it up? It's not far." "Glad to," Stone said. "How long?" she said into the phone. "Okay, 20 minutes." She hung up. "Can I get you a drink?" "Maybe some wine." She dug a bottle of Chardonnay out of the fridge and handed it to Stone with a corkscrew. "You open it. I'm clumsy." Stone opened the bottle and poured them a glass. He threw his coat on a chair, and they sat on the sofa. "What's next for you at the DA's office now that you've put Dante away?" "I don't know. I'm thinking about giving it up." "But it sounds like Broom is on his way up. Won't he take you with him?" "Yes, but I'm not sure I want to go. When I joined the DA's office, I was pretty idealistic, I guess. I saw it as the good guys against the bad guys. But now, I'm not sure there are any good guys." "Life is a gray area," Stone said. "It's charcoal gray and getting darker," she said. "Did I ask you if you're married?" "No, I'm not." "Divorced?" "Nope." "A lifelong bachelor? My God. Are you gay?" "Nope." "Well, why did you never marry?" "Just lucky, I guess." He'd been using that answer for a long time. "What about you?" "A spinster at 32, she replied. "Not for want of offers, I suspect." "I've had my moments." She looked at him oddly. "May I kiss you?" Stone laughed. "I've been kissed, but I've never been asked." "May I?" "You don't need to ask." She leaned over, put her fingertips on his face, and drew him to her. Her lips were firm and purposeful. He snaked an arm around her and pulled her closer, but she broke off the kiss and looked at her watch. Our dinner's getting cold." She stood up and threw him his coat. "To be continued after Chinese food. I'll set the table and make some tea. Hurry." Stone got into his coat. "Here," she said. "Take my key so I won't have to buzz you in." Stone pocketed the key, kissed her quickly, and left the apartment. It was a block and a half to the restaurant, and he had to wait a bit for the food. It came in a large paper bag, and he paid and left, walking quickly back to the apartment house. He let himself in, went to the elevator, and pressed the button. He looked up at the lights and saw that the elevator was on the top floor. Shortly it began to move. It stopped on the 6th floor, then began moving down again, finally reaching the ground floor. Stone pressed PH, and the car crept upward. He let himself into the apartment. Music was playing, and a loud whistling noise emanated from the kitchen. The kettle was boiling. He set the food down on the dining table, shucked off his coat, and walked toward the whistling noise. The kitchen light was off. He groped for the light.